Hello, today is day 14 of my sobriety, going on 14, and I didn't make a video yesterday. I didn't make a day 13 video, so if you're wondering where it is, it doesn't exist. I sat around and watched SpongeBob all day, and I walked about 7 or 8 miles. I didn't drink anything yesterday, and I haven't drank anything today. I don't plan on it. I have about 3 weeks left till I get to my goal, so doing good. After today, it'll be 2 weeks, so I thought I would have a special story today. I have a good story. I have a few good stories, but I'm saving some of them, because like day 33 is going to be my favorite story. And today's story is the first time I woke up in a hospital. I had just turned 21 about 2 weeks prior, and like a kid in a candy store. They ought to say like a 21-year-old college student in a liquor store. Because I go in there and like, oh, beer, wine, liquor, you know, and I ended up getting like the cheapest bottle of vodka that they had. It was Gilby's vodka, and it cost about $5 for a fifth of it. And so I was drinking that, and I got about halfway through with it, and I noticed that it's like water. It doesn't even burn anymore, so I was just chugging it. And my roommate saw me. He was in the Army Reserve. He was trying to help me out. I think he drank maybe a shot and a half, but it still wasn't enough to save me. So anyway, the last thing I remember is that I finished the bottle and I threw it into an empty tote that was under my bed. I was living in the dorms at college. And let's see, there were a bunch of people in my room. That was one of the last things I remember. And then this kid, like, he held my arm behind my back, and it hurt. And I was trashed, and it hurt. And that's one of the last things I can remember. It's just all these people in my room, and then I finish off this bottle and I throw it in the tote, and the next thing you know, I wake up in a hospital bed. And I have a catheter in, and so I pulled on it, and the nurse was like, no, don't do that, there's a balloon inflated up in there. And I was like, oh man. So yeah, it hurt to go to the bathroom for the next few days. But for the next couple of days, my body was just like in shock. It felt like I was being shocked all the time. I had never been that drunk before. My blood alcohol level at the hospital, they said it was 0.25, which is like right on a borderline, like you could go into a coma. So, the RA was there at the hospital when I woke up, and so was my roommate, and then another doctor. There were like 3 people standing around me. And I didn't have any clothes on. I had like stuff all hooked up to me, and catheter and heart monitor and all that stuff going on. So I wake up in the hospital like the middle of the night, I think. And well, since the RAs knew about me drinking on campus, I had to go to an alcohol class, and I had to pass a test at the class. And it was just me and one other girl, and the girl that was there, she'd had one drink, and she ran a stop sign. And the campus police pulled her over and found out she had one drink. So she had to go to the class. But it was a $50 fine for drinking on campus. Plus I had a $500 ambulance fee, and then I think I had something else, like a hospital fee or whatever, doctor fee. They get you coming and going at them hospitals in the United States. So anyway, the next day, my roommate, who was in the Army Reserve, he had signed up to be a minesweeper so he could get more money for college. And so the next day, he gets a call, and he writes down this big old list of stuff that he needs to take. And that was the last day I saw him. Well, now, I saw him a few days later, just for a minute, and shook his hand and stuff. But that was the last time I saw him. He went to Iraq. This was right after, this was like 2002, 3, I think. So yeah, he disappeared. I've never been able to find him because he has kind of a common name. But he saved my life. He called the ambulance, and I was like, oh man, I got bills and stuff now, but I mean, I could have died. Like they said, I was having seizures in the bathroom on the floor, like I was taking a shower or something, and I was like on the floor, like twitching, and they were like, well, we gotta call an ambulance. So yeah, I woke up in a hospital. I was 21 in a couple of weeks, woke up in the hospital. I have to tell you the other story about the other time I woke up in a hospital some other time. But that was today's story, and I hope you enjoyed it. Don't wake up in a hospital, kids. It's not fun when you get too drunk and you wake up in a hospital.